Okay, let's start the video then. Let's go. I love Kleaper, so I'm expecting lots of fun with that one.
What happens after death? Well, that's easy. Total Warhammer 3. Become...
Wait, what? What do you mean that's what happens after death? Guys, is it how you make a portal? I may or may not want to make a portal now.
global crisis. And who better to collapse society than this guy? Because Tzeentch does not serve, or like my graphics card. So without further ado, meet the Tomb Kings. As the resident undead Egyptians, our goal is simple. Conquer the world and survive an endgame.
Conquer the world and just, you know, because everyone is the rightful king.
Crisis to win. The first course of action is to greet our neighbor. Howdy do.
Yeah.
Because our units are undead, they don't rout, but instead crumble and die faster than a new pair of Yeezys. After key blasting the army to death and circle beating their leader, we'd won our first battle. Something special about the Tomb Kings. Tzeentch does not serve the IRS. While we barely make any money, our units are completely free. Instead, we have to build structures to increase unit capacities and research tech to field more armies. Right now, we only have a few chariots to recruit, but later in the game, may God have mercy, because I certainly won't. We also start at war with pretty much all of our neighbors because Tzeentch is a dick. After sieging our...
No. It's not because Tzeentch is a dick. It's because Tzeentch does not serve, and there cannot be other people who are leading if they are not under Tzeentch. This is simple.
First settlement, our units were pretty injured, so instead of waiting for them to replenish, I could just disband and re-recruit them because digging up dead people is free. In terms of expansion, to our left we have desert. Above and below are tantalizing deserts, and to our right is mountains with desert. Because of how our recruitment system works, we need to play wide. Conquering is...
Guys, do you think there is desert next to him? Do you think there is desert? I'm not so sure yet. I'm not so sure. I think there might be something else. Tzeentch rules, exactly. Tzeentch rules. There might be a desert. Yeah, guys, I think there might be a desert. The coming update respects that Tzeentch can confederate the other rulers, but nobody can confederate him. Lol. Gotta love using corpses for a free army. I mean, it's useful. I would say, yeah, it's useful for sure.
Many settlements as possible gives us more room for unit capacity buildings and bigger armies. With now 3 settlements, we turn to the vampire counts. By deploying our army in a box and partaking in minuscule tomfoolery, our chariots were able to do their thing. Normally,
what do you mean tomfoolery? What type of tomfoolery?
Spearmen counter chariots if we didn't have 50. After capturing the 4th settlement, we took a break from the fighting for a single turn. Hello, man-child. Given our income was now 300 hyper-inflated dollars, we had to channel our inner Logan Paul and steal more, or accept bribes.
Oh no! Why must he say that? And death is winning. Wait a second, how does a battle between undead and undead go? That must be an interesting thing. Confederate means you absorb the ruler and their empire into yours, taking control over everything they had. That is sensible. That is very... I like that. I want that.
We scare people. Not like that'll stop me, for Tzeentch does not read. Bedford also just...
What do you mean Tzeentch does not read? I thought he's like pretty smart. Okay. I guess I was wrong.
Decided to attack us, and his army was looking less impressive than an Amazon break room. Man, undead fights are so much fun. We just sit here for 10 minutes watching bone-on-bone action, which is why I spent...
No! Okay, so that answers my questions. I have no idea. I just stopped by to say hi and now nothing about the game. I know only a little bit. And a little bit about the fantasy lore. Yes, but he has people to read for him. True. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Very slowly, unless you have magic or a strong monster. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Spent most of it watching these 2 schizophrenic necromancers walk in circles.
Like sowing scoop. Those civilians were unarmed.
All right.
They just want to run around, okay? They just want to have some fun.
Good stuff. Winning the battle meant the end of Manfred, and capturing his last settlement was a cakewalk. Besides, we had bigger issues, like a plague spreading and Volkmar camp.
How can plague spread in an undead place? I thought that plague doesn't really affect undead, because, like, they're already kind of not fleshy, so, yeah.
In our city.
If I had my way, you would be dealt flame and hammer.
That's cool, but I didn't ask. With Manfred's faction...
Wait, is it him playing at 3 a.m.?
Be dealt flame and hammer.
That's cool, but I didn't
Yes.
ask. With Manfred's faction gone, our research for a second army had completed, allowing me to regurgitate an entire 20 stack in just 2 turns. But for every new army we awaken, our research speed goes down, so it takes longer to get another. Because each settlement we own increases research speed back up, more cities equals more armies, and plagues.
Oh, so... each army less research speed, but each city more research speed. I see. Undead and plague don't tend to mix usually. In this case, they make a fine cocktail of death to the already dead. Okay. Yes, in the update, the research rate is getting rebalanced a bit. I see.
Okay, skeletons can't get sick. Exhibit A, Jack Skellington.
Oh, my fucking dick!
Speaking of pestilence, our neighbors. Directly next to Kemri is this quirky, not like the other girls' settlement, the Black Pyramid of Nagash, a fortress that could unleash untold evil and horrors into the world. So naturally, I had to have it. So up until this point, things were going pretty well. Please don't declare war on me. I was not expecting that. And overall, our borders were safe. Did I say safe? No, what I meant was Ninth Circle of Hell. Who is Scarbrand? Well, you know, Satan. By deploying our units on the edge, utilizing masses of chariots, and courageously advancing backwards, we pulled their heroes into our spears and had a completely fair duel. Winning the battle left Khorne City.
Why do I feel like chariots are a very important unit in playing Tomb Kings? Why do I have this feeling?
He's open, but as we went north, there were problems in the south. Though with another army awakened, we started to mobilize the 3rd Legion of mostly useless yet still free cannon fodder. Headed by the legendary leader King Wackoff, our armies beat the lizards off and used a tactic I like to call Rimworld, fighting the last army.
Wait, what? Why Rimworld? I'm confused. One more time.
As the 3rd Legion of mostly useless yet still free cannon fodder. Headed by the legendary leader King Wackoff, our armies beat the lizards off and used a tactic I like to call Rimworld, fighting the last army.
Why is it called Rimworld? I'm sorry, King who now? Wackoff. He just Wackoff. Organ harvest? Oh, I didn't notice the organ harvest. Citra buffs chariots a fair bit, so they're pretty good. Ah, I see. Has a lot of organ harvesting? I would like to differ, considering my playthrough currently has 0.
Wackoff, our armies beat the lizards off and used a tactic I like to call Rimworld. Fighting the last army manually, we used the mystical powers of cheese. We're just gonna keep running him in circles until he dies. And you know what? It's... oh fuck.
He is very fast, oh my goodness.
Further north.
Uh-oh. I think, guys, that the, what is it called? Kiting. Yeah, kiting didn't work. It can change, it's been only 100 days. Shit's okay, we're good.
Cetra took Scarbrand's capital, another bald man declared war, and tic-tac-toe drew an X on our settlement. In retaliation, our armies cornered him, and instead of auto-resolving, I decided to fight out the battle. What a mistake that was. With half his units being airborne, we won at the cost of bleaching my eyes.
Oh no, because now he cannot use his chariots. Dry back foodies, no problem, potato, have a nice meal.
Even after taking back our settlement, we were still fighting against every single bordering faction.
Yeah,
With
makes
Khorne,
sense.
Lizardmen, and Volkmar cities conquered, we expanded rapidly, extorted factions in the name of peace, and certified ourselves as a local menace. But we were running into a minuscule problem. If we define minuscule as Jabba the Hutt. If I could rename our cities in this game, I'd call them all Poland, because with greenskins, new plagues, and overweight toads, we were being squished from all sides.
No. Okay, Clipper, okay.
Yes, we were beating down Volkmar, but with every settlement we occupied, we'd just lose a different one. Because awakening an army would take too much time.
Relatable. Lol.
We performed a rite to cause sandstorms and attrition for all invaders, which weakened most armies. Scarbrand decided to take another pass at Cetra, who was riding his chariot of the gods. After continuously running over his toes, we finally sent Scarbrand to the Shadow Realm, separately wiped out Volkmar, and secured our borders. King Wackoff also discovered Edgy Arkan, who's like Cetra's really emo younger brother. No, Mom, it's not a phase. I'm just a Sigma male. Above Arkan is Aranes's Altspite, a treacherous pirate known for betraying trustworthy allies. Back to the north, we did a little spring cleaning by finishing off the Glizzy and some inbred Gila monsters.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that the lizards were still there trying to poke him, my goodness.
Also, apparently Kroq-Gar declared war on us at some point, which is cool, but back of the line. Plus, in a rare moment of bonding, Bretonnia and I united in common hatred of
Ooh, united? That's interesting.
Arkan. Of course, one turn later, how dare you take what I've rightfully stolen? On top of Bretonian aggression, we had to defend ourselves from Arkan by invading. King Whack-Off is unique and then he buffs Tomb Guard, our elite infantry. But by heaping more buffs onto him, each Tomb Guard is practically unkillable, even when completely surrounded. As for Arkan, Resident Necromancer, Evildoer, and Lieutenant to Big Bad Nagash, taking it over.
I think I like this hero just meow. So this is what will wait you. I don't think Tomb Kings is beginner Tomb Kings. I don't think Tomb Kings are beginner friendly. It doesn't seem so. I'm scared. This feels overwhelming. This seems scary.
View of our wars, we needed another army, but researching one was too slow. But you might have noticed these relic things next to our income called canopic jars. We get them through taking settlements and spend them in my favorite pastime, running a cult. The mortuary cult is a special crafting system for the Tomb Kings. We can also awaken new heroes and armies, so by emptying Cetra Jr.'s college fund, we awakened a new dynasty. To further our military even more, we changed up Cetra's army. If having some chariots is good, then thinking rationally, what about a whole army of them?
Oh no. That sounds scary. Having a whole army of chariots that just run over you? Man, that sounds definitely scary.
To test our theory, we fought a quest battle for our legendary weapon. Oh my good god. All of my units don't even fit on like where they intended to have the rally point. Even their dedicated anti-chariot units couldn't stand up to the might of standstill traffic. Oh my god. He's dying by it.
They're just poking him. They're just literally poking his toes. Army of Chariots looks Polish Hussary. Oh my god. If two factions armies are next to an army they are both at war with, they can reinforce each other even without an alliance. Ooh, that is useful. Yes, I had Skaven reinforcement lizardmen against my vampire army. Interesting.
Like, this is killing him. We won Cetra's Blade, researched another army, and kept increasing our income. Tic-Tac also declared war again, leading us to witness more.
I'm surprised how much income he has. I'm really surprised at that, actually.
Slann magic. My mini-map was just filling with enemies, so I pieced out one of the Lizardman factions. Tic-Tac-Toe's horrifying army just kind of died, and everyone's favorite murderous psychopaths came back.
Look at this horse! It looks so cool! I like the horse. I think his income comes from literally plundering graves. Maybe. Thank you so much for the prime. I really appreciate it. In one of my playthroughs as Kislev, I had the dwarves reinforcing me against Skavens. We weren't allies, but we both were at war with those Skavens. Good, good, good.
Thus far, the campaign could be summed up in one word: suffering. Resettling ruins, beating up Ark, and having those very ruins razed, beating up Ark, and accepting bribes, and fighting a lightning strike battle against dinos with 400 chariots. If you told me...
Wait, 400 chariots. That would mean that he had absolutely zero ranged units, my goodness. Warhammer is mostly RTS, right? No, that is actually not true. Warhammer is mostly many things. It is very hard to describe Warhammer in one way because it is a very big universe and you have a lot of video games that have been created from Warhammer, and they are not only RTS, you have actions, you have slash and what again? I don't remember. Bolt guns, freaking thing, but yeah, there's a lot of them. Fantasy Warhammer, yes, but Warhammer 40k has a lot of different type of games, from RPG to freaking hack and slash and stuff. Some of those are bow chariots. Oh, that makes sense. Bow chariots make sense. Also, hi Torineesan, welcome. Happy to see you. How are you doing today? Hi. The only real way to explain Warhammer is that it is grimdark. Yeah, I guess.
This is how I'd be spending my Friday night. I'd believe you. But at least one good thing came out of all this. A giant boner with a bow. King Whack-Off saw...
That's a huge boner. Some of the chariots are an archer variant. You can tell by the extra brown line in the unit card. Oh, okay. But a word of warning, getting into Warhammer and 40k is a one-way trip. And that will run deep. Yeah, it will take time though.
Army had recruited a bone giant who drops explosive arrows faster than the ratings of Velma. Krokar had decided to siege our settlement with his pet undead frog, a Slann so powerful that when he died, he just didn't. Luckily, Wachov's boner giant.
Oh yeah, is it the frog that just refuses to die? Is it just the frog that says no? I shall not die. No. Why would I?
Unloaded all over the lizardman, edged Krokar to death, and when it was down to just Lord Croak, beat the meat out of that toad. When everyone was finished off, we returned to fighting Arkan, but next door was a special rogue army, because scattered around the map are books of Nagash. Each one gives us special powers after we defeat the army holding it. The same Nagash, whose pyramid we'd looted. Inside is a building we can exploit called the Vault of Nagash, with secrets and dark magic, the likes of which no sane mortal would mess with. Luckily, we're neither. Plus, it's not like building the vault has any serious consequences. I mean, surely it wouldn't set something in motion that would cause a massive invasion to happen.
No.
To solve that, I forgot about it. Mostly because we
whoopsie, a small thing to forget.
All but wiped out Arkan, doubled our territory, and surrounded the rogue army holding our book. An army of mostly anti-large versus chariots. Way Watchers, the best archers in the game. We're charging the Temple Guard directly.
I don't think
with their leader,
I don't think it matters that they're the best archers if they're just getting steamrolled.
We won the battle and acquired the Book of Nagash. Each book has a unique ability, with this one causing sandstorms and attrition. The other books are spread across the world, but the closest ones are in Lamia and Karak 8 Peaks. To regroup, we pieced out Krokar by gifting him a settlement we just took from him, and resurrected our spellcasters at 0 health. But more broken was me starting a war with Krokar's ally, which he joined. Now you'd think that it would mean he violated our peace treaty because he declared war on us. But see, the problem there is that we're using our brains. Because instead, it actually counts as me violating the agreement, lowering my reliability to nothing. And low reliability means... God damn it. With Krokar attacking one of our armies.
Wait, what? So, he declared a war on a ally of his ally. So his ally is Engi? I am confusion. Orma also had the card game. Card game? It... Maybe? I don't think I ever heard of it, though, so I couldn't say yes or no.
He's 1v10ing the whole thing, then confederating with another one of our enemies. There were just too many settlements to conquer. Well, we're immortal.
Let's go! Of course we can conquer everything. Let's go!
Taking a step back, what exactly have we achieved? A lot, actually. Arkan Ember Pawns, gone. Krokar united with us against the dwarves, and pretty much the entire peninsula is ours.
Nice.
Sorta. Meet Cairo's Fate Weaver, Tzeentch Worshipper, and Muppet's mascot. By expanding south, we'd run into him and the Worshippers of Tzeentch. Now, Big Bird and his entourage are almost exclusively ranged units who can kite. So, as I've said 10 times before, chariots. Turning Kairos into KFC, we evicted Tzeentch and took his northern...
Wait, how does chariot works against ranged flying units? I'm so confused. The ally had to declare war on him due to defensive alliance. The players started the initial war and were responsible. It gets complicated to keep track on who you are allowed to attack. I see.
Settlements. Kairos' last cities were in the Chaos Wastes, which have no practical usefulness whatsoever. So, you know, we're here. On the other side of the world, we were sending armies to Lustria for one of the books. First, we got caught by Orc pirates, which wasn't too bad, but then the Skaven. I expected them to send one army, not 4, so only one of our...
Damn! 4 armies of Skaven? That sounds horrifying.
Our boats made it to land. We did make a friend though, Luther Harkin, and perhaps the most lopsided trade deal I have ever seen in the...
Wait, what? That sounds awful.
We did make a friend though, Luther Harkin, and perhaps the most lopsided trade deal I have ever...
Oh my god. What? This is disgusting. He literally gets nothing out of it. Oh my gosh. This is an awful deal. Oh, yikes.
Ever seen. In the north of our peninsula, we'd mostly defeated the dwarves, discovered the Skaven clan moors, and were expanding rapidly. At least, until we met our match. A completely random rogue army made up of grenade launchers, steam tanks, and Hellstorm rockets. But maybe we still had a chance. Okay.
Do you guys think he had a chance? I don't feel he had a chance there.
And that's not the whole thing, by the way. There's a second army. Oh my god. And this army has 8 steam tanks.
Oh no.
Back in our core lands, we were getting tier...
I think steam tanks are a bit more resistant to chariots. Oh no. Empire in a nutshell, yikes.
Settlements, allowing us access to our best units. War Sphinx, Hyro Titans, and Necro Sphinx, which you'll see a little later. I also found an interesting creative mechanic in our tech tree. A high research rate awakens new armies quickly, but each army lowers the rate back down. Unless it doesn't. By researching 99% of a dynasty at our full rate, then switching to another, yeah, it's kind of rough. Back in the Chaos Waste, Tzeentch was still on the warpath, taking over half the settlement.
Classic rogue army experience. This guy has more steam tanks than even existed in the lore. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. About the trade deal, I remembered a Trump meme about a great deal. Wait, what? Trade deal benefits both parties, but rarely equally. It increases your income per turn. Oh, okay, I see.
And ending up at the gates of Kairos, completely outnumbered and fighting better units. Tomb King's chariots are good, but they're not that good. With just Tzeentch and his sphinxes, Kairos' blob eventually dragged them down. For the first time, Tzeentch lost. The worst thing to happen in the whole campaign so far. Remember this place, Black Pyramid of Gash, Spooky Sorcerer Supreme? Well, from it, we'd learned some very interesting things. Number 1, you can start an endgame crisis by building a vault. Number 2, we should not have built that vault. The endgame crisis begins in 10 turns, and to be honest, I don't really know if it was us or complete coincidence. Either way, Nagash is back. But there was a way out of this. Tzeentch's chariots aren't bad, but we needed something insane. So after some research, we turned Tzeentch's army into Tzeentch's Doom Stack. Hyro Titans, Necro Sphinx, War Sphinx, Necropolis Knights, and Bone Giants. Plus, using the Mortuary Cult, we gave Tzeentch regeneration, vortex spells, and every other broken ability I could think of. We moved our armies closer to the capital, recruited more units, and had Skarsnik unfairly declare war on us, all because we lightly ransacked his capital for another...
just a little bit of ransacking, guys. Nagash is back again. Except when they want 2k gold for 73 gold per turn. Oh, yikes.
Book of Nagash. Would you believe me if I said it's for a school project? With 10 turns until Nagash returned, we needed to prepare our armies. To make sure the north was safe, I stationed 2 armies at Carrick 8 Peaks to draw the aggro. While Skarsnik was strength rank 3, he had his own problems. The real threats were Queek and Kairos. Tweedledum and Dumber were busy taking the Chaos Waste back, but still had time to be flat annoying. Queek got obliterated, and across the sea, Skrulk was roleplaying a fish on land. Still, with our armies marching back, depression. Of all the scary things Skarsnik could field, he sent a bunch of naked goblins. However, shall we manage? To improve our main armies, I awakened some Tomb Princes, because apparently we were...
Tomb Princes? Now you realize you have them? Oh my goodness. Hi Slater, welcome. Happy to see you harding today. It's okay, they're immortal. They can wait for it to pay off.
At level 22. Free max level heroes, not too bad. Unfortunately, there was still one problem. Nope. That army is...
Nope. We're leaving.
Steam tank grenade launchers was multiplying, but we had one unstoppable weapon at our disposal. Here is $30,000. We are now friends. As for our other enemies...
I mean... I can understand. It makes sense. It makes sense, okay, guys? It makes sense.
We were using something called diplomacy. Skarsnik, I am truly sorry for taking your capital, so because we don't need it anymore, I'm giving it to Queek. You get this ruined settlement I didn't want, and I'll even join all your wars, because I will definitely help you. And all I want is peace, and some other terms. So with Skarsnik as our new friendly puppet state, we had a buffer to the north. We swapped some units around, made some minor adjustments, and prepared our last stand. If we could beat Nagash's armies, then for the second time, in my 1,000 hours across all 3 titles, I might actually finish a game. We had 3 turns until our capital will be swarmed by more than 10,000 undead, and Tzeentch's army was just about done, but missing one thing, the crown of Nehekara. In one last quest battle, housing an army of all monstrous constructs, the Chaos Warriors even cleverly flanked us and attacked our very vulnerable ranged units. By the way, all of our Hyro Titans are also spellcasters, so we have access to like 6
Oh.
of these things where we're oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
Now that Tzeentch had recovered his crown, well, that was it. We'd done all the preparing we could do, so I stacked
Let's
every
go.
army into a tight ball and passed our final turn. If we could hold, we'd win the campaign. If we could hold. By the end of this turn, we'd need to wipe out all 9 armies to prevent any more from spawning, which is
Oh
why
my
I stacked our
God.
lords in one spot. So, in the words of history's most ancient warlord,
Let's go! He can do this!
combining all 4 armies by setting 2 as friendly AI armies and 2 as player armies, we could field 80 units at once. In total, there are 7,000 troops on the field, almost
my
turning the
gosh.
game into a PowerPoint. Nagash's armies faded and battle 1 of 3 was over. Our armies hadn't taken a ton of damage, so we moved right into the second battle using the
Nice.
same AI army tactic. But this fight was a little different. 3 of the
Oh.
reinforcing armies were coming from the same spot at the same time. Our Titans
Oh.
went to fight the main army, the first reinforcing AI came in, and dear God, what is that? About 3,000 skeletons had spawned inside of each other,
Oh my
creating this
God.
amalgamation. At least this can't possibly get worse. It got worse. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
So what does it look like on
no.
the ground level
That's
for
a
the
lot.
average soldier? Well, it looks a little something like
Oh
this.
my God.
I'm not really
What
sure
is
how to
this
describe it.
battle?
Because the enemy armies could not physically get onto the field, I had to keep pulling back to let them spawn. They even hit army losses and had 0 units on the field, but the game was soft locked because of our blob. As my PC spit up
no.
coolant, my suffering
Not the blob! Not the blob! Nothing is more annoying than fighting undead armies with other undead armies. Neither army can rout both second melee. Yep.
ended at last. Now it was down to the final battle against Nagash's 3 best armies. Bringing
Let's go.
everything we had to bear, it was a lot. In one last
Oh, no.
climactic, exciting, and totally not completely one-sided battle, Tzeentch beat Nagash's armies once and for all. With over 1 million gold spent, 44
Let's go.
wars declared, and 0 allies ever, we'd at last achieved a complete and total campaign victory. For Tzeentch does not forget. You didn't think I wouldn't
Yeah.
remember, Kairos.
Let's go! He did it! He won!
Oh yeah, also follow me on Twitch, because I
Yeah.
stream consistently. Sometimes, I stream. And my streams are easily the best around.
Of course they are the
Chemical
best.
war.
Ah, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Epic achievement, yeah, I would not, with no allies, that's something, dude. That is definitely something. Nice video, it's a very funny video. I recommend Grim Kleaper. He's funny, he's a funny man. He's definitely a funny man.